Yes,
So I'm saying to the internet, you know what came out earlier today, Friday morning? The voice of Bender, the voice of Jake the dog from Adventure Time.
Hello, chat. Welcome to Department of Spin, taking place out of the Penny Arcade studio up near Seattle, Washington. My name is Chris Odie, and I am here tonight with a fantastic group of people who you are going to recognize. We are very excited to do this show for you. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. Department of Spin is currently kickstarting right now. If you go over to Kickstarter and look up Department of Spin, you will find it there. We are very thankful to what I want to say to the company who has sent us off this trial version, or this pre-release version for us to play with tonight. The idea behind this game is very simple. It's a party game involving scandals and issues, which I know are things that we can't imagine a world where that would ever happen. But the idea is that each one of us is portraying a press secretary who is responding to the latest crisis out of Washington, D.C., not the good one. And let me back up. I strongly prefer the state to the, I'm just saying. So we are each portraying a press secretary responding to the latest scandal out of DC while staying focused on a specific issue. So we will be giving our responses to these scandals with that focal issue in mind. Every round we're going to draw a new scandal for the group to respond to, and then we are going to have the option of looking through our little deck of issues here and figuring out which one we're going to use as our focal point. You and chat have some great abilities. I love that I just flashed the word pornography to the internet. That's pretty cool. As my 5-year-old enters the studio. It's great. This is what happens on Hyper RPG. This is my life now. You guys in chat, you're going to be able to help us out a lot because you are going to be able to do several things. You can give us new scandals to respond to, new issues to focus on. You can force us to respond to a scandal using more than one issue. You can force us to respond to scandals as a group. I didn't tell you guys about this one.
What?
That one launches, it'll be kind of interesting.
Just spring it up. It's gonna be fun.
I'll explain it to you if it happens. We're gonna do it all live today. I don't even have the store in front of me. How cool is that?
Woo! Yeah.
I don't even know the store link. That is how cool this is gonna be.
Wow.
So I'm
to
gonna,
a great start.
I know. So we're gonna be going totally orally. That's how you say that word. Not orally.
Orally.
Yes, orally. And what else is in the store? We have several marks we can hit along the way at the $500, $1,000, $1,500, and $2,000 limit, in which case we will respond in ways that should entertain you, or at least we hope they will entertain you. Oh, I know I made the store, I just don't have access to it. Oh, you want me to look at it?
That's access.
I see what you're saying. I've got an updated version that I sent to AK.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how's it going? Matt's in the show tonight.
How you doing?
Wearing the blue suit, color of trust.
Yes, color of trust. I love these moments in life when Zach is just saying, "Why did I go down to LA and leave them unsupervised?" Because we have
They didn't. They left you under mine.
It's true. It's good to have you back, Mitch. So some things that are in the store. We have You've Got Issues, #issues. That is where in the tip chat provides a new issue that players can focus on. We have Pivot Point, #pivot. Assigned via hashtag, targeted player must draw and switch to a new issue card immediately after starting their response to the current scandal. Forgot to tell you about that one.
Wow, okay.
Scandalgate, #scandal. In the tip chat provides a new scandal for players to respond to. Spin Doctor, #Spin Doctor. Each player's response must address +1 issue this round, and that's stackable. Hail Chat, #Hail Chat. Everyone responds this round, and chat selects the winner. Groupthink, #groupthink. This is the one I didn't think through. The players must respond to the scandal as a group, one word at a time.
All right.
We'll make it work. It'll be awesome. And that's the basics of this thing, guys. It's gonna be fun. I think, Mark, are we all set to go back there?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see how this goes. The scandal for today is... There's going to be a lot of that reaction, I think, tonight. The president wants all of our soldiers to learn pottery so they can make their own Claymore mines. And I am going to focus on automation. That's going to be my focal issue. Folks, it's important, I think, in this day and age, this highly technological age in which so many of our workers struggle to find employment, that we do everything we can to provide more opportunities for young men and women to experience careers that will change their lives and change the lives of others. And that is why our president has decided that it is important to teach the men and women of the military to experience the wonders of pottery so that they can go into business after they are done creating Claymore mines. Thank you. There will be no questions. That's the basic idea. So now you're on the clock, Matt. Come on up, respond.
The clock. Oh, shit.
Oh, and then after you respond, just throw your issue card in there and grab a new one.
Okay. All right.
And then slide on down the chairs, guys.
Okay.
Oh no!
Thank you, everyone, and welcome. We've called you here because there's a pressing issue in our country. The president has reduced the maximum class size.
You gotta stick on Claymore Mines.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna stay on Claymore Mines.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because we have to vote on it.
Yes, we're gonna vote on it.
There's a chance this may be bourbon. It's not bourbon. Claymore Mines. Claymore? Really? No, professionalism. Dignity. Always dignity. Claymore Mines. Claymore Mines.
Just gonna run out the clock, Matt?
Yeah, that's basically it. That's the idea. The president wants all of our soldiers to learn pottery so they can make their own Claymore mines. But let's stay focused on the issue of separation of church and state. Now, the Claymore mine gets its name from the Scottish sword, the Claymore, which is roughly in a cross shape. So it's very important for us to recognize that when we are creating with our hands, especially our soldiers, when they are making something from essentially nothing, that we keep church and state very separate. We don't allow Claymore mines to be confused with a cross. Thank you very much.
All right, I just want to make one thing clear. We are talking about this Claymore thing, but I just want to make sure that we are staying focused on the real issue here. And we want to talk about some exports, all right? You want to say how soldiers shouldn't be able to create, shouldn't be able to produce fine arts and or crafts. You're worried about that? Let's worry about what we can give out. Let's worry about what we can produce, how we can increase our sales and our economy and our military. Come on, think bigger, people. No more questions.
And make sure you grab a new issue card as you leave.
Oh, I forgot. No more questions.
Well? Thank you.
All right. First off, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Now we all know what's going on, but I think we need to stay focused here. We need to stay focused on the issue of gangs. For what is the military but America's largest, most legal gang? They all wear the same colors. They work together to provide services related to violence to their community. And so the president wants to set an example for the other gangs in America so they can live up to the potential that the American military really has. And so how do you help a gang? You give them life skills, all right? And that's what the president's doing right now. He's giving the military life skills. They can make their own pottery, even if they choose to make a mine. And they can choose to make a mine. They may make a vase. And that's what America really needs right now. No more questions. Thank you. No more questions. No more questions.
So now
Mitch and Tammy and Sarah, you decide who won that round.
Oh, thank God. I don't have to do it.
But you're first up next time.
So who do you think won that round?
So do we each just get a vote?
Yeah, just
I'm just gonna write it down.
Just say it really quick so we know, so we can move on.
Gangs!
I think gangs.
Gangs is really great.
Well played, Ian.
I
have to agree. Well played, Ian.
And so now I actually read the topic and then
Yeah.
thank you, James.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Me and I.
I don't have to sit down either. Because
Oh, I see there's some confusion in chat. So Alien Knitter, the idea was to do a poll if that is purchased in the store. I apologize for any confusion on that.
I don't know, chat likes me a lot.
I mean, we could have chat.
I don't think I got a single
vote more often.
No,
you beat me.
I
was dead last, so that's. But Chef did really well. So that's cool.
We're just getting our feet, right?
We're getting our feet wet. We're figuring it out. The problem is.
Chat does it every time.
That's true, AK.
Chat is like the Electoral College. You can vote as much as you want.
You know what?
Probably won't matter.
You know what? Screw it. You keep running votes. It's gonna be okay. We'll adjust and we'll just modify that store items that it's just that everybody plays. We'll just create an all play out of it. Does that sound good? That's what it will be, AK. You have won your coup yet again. I can't insult you because I can't do anything on this channel without your blessing.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you so much, AK.
You're kind of holding the reins.
Okay, Mitch, welcome back. We have not introduced everyone.
That's Mitch.
Why do we do that?
We should, why don't you the first, we'll introduce each other later on. We're doing it all live, people.
We're doing live!
Hi, Mitch.
Toast profesh.
Odie. The new scandal?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president thinks he is the chosen one. The chosen one. Good morning. As you know, there have been talk in the press, especially the liberal press, about the president saying that he is the chosen one. I believe he has tweeted on 3 separate occasions that he is the chosen one. And the reason for that is, of course, obvious to all of us in this room. The president has been chosen by our democracy. This is about democracy. He was chosen by the Electoral College. He had more votes than any human in recorded history, going back to the Mayans, as far as I know. And just checking my notes, democracy is alive and well because the president is president for life. Thank you. There'll be no questions. It'll take one more.
Okay,
Get an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, he's cleared up the Fojan one. Yes, we should have 5 issues unless they start buying other ones.
Everybody.
Press Secretary Intern Tammy.
Thank you. I try. This is really important to me. I just graduated from college, so. And anyway, the issue, the president thinks he is the chosen one, and he is. Because he is the one that all the hackers in the world have decided to hack for identity theft. That's the real issue here.
Identity theft.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
And interns are hard, guys.
Press secretaries don't whine!
Anyway, he's gonna take the bullet for all of you guys, because everyone's gonna try to be him and not you guys. Thank you. No questions?
Wait, the president took a bullet?
Thank you all. Oh, this is hard and skirt. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
Nobody can see below the.
I know, but.
Side saddle.
Okay.
The side saddle.
I'm really enjoying some of the quotes that have already come out of this show. Interns are hard.
Interns are hard.
Oh, I just realized what it meant!
The
How do
president.
you do this in a skirt?
So how do you do this in a skirt?
The president thinks he is the chosen one. Clearly, she has been watching too much Buffy. However, that is important for gun control because Buffy never used guns. Buffy used stakes and crossbows. So I support the president's choice to feel that she is the chosen one, as gun control is very important.
Robble, robble, robble.
Like rabbling. And I believe I'm the last of the
You
four,
are
correct?
the last one.
Yes, thank you for coming out today. I'm aware of the president's recent declaration that that he's in fact the chosen one. And I think that it's important at this time that we stay focused on space exploration as we experience the wonders of the chosen one. Because the chosen one, as you are well aware, is an ongoing theme in many a sci-fi franchise in the world. And I think it behooves the American people if we continue to do our best to explore the wonders of space, to build, if we can, our own science fiction empire as science nonfiction, which would then allow us to create the opportunity for chosen ones to be found in schools across America.
Time for Chris to #pivot.
Spin on that one.
But really, at the heart of all of this is the United Nations. And I think it's important that at all times we keep in mind that space exploration is something that can't be done by just one country. Well, it can.
Apollo program.
But it works better if it's done with 2 countries, or 3, or 4, or even 5. And at the same time, while doing that, recognizing that the chosen one could become the chosen 2, or the chosen 3, or the chosen 4, or as Buffy did in that final episode, the chosen many. So I would ask you, please, to respect our president's wishes and to recognize the ways in which both the United Nations and space exploration. No questions.
No questions.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
And then Matt, you would be up next.
Oh, we got to vote now.
Yeah, we have to go first.
Well, chat's voting.
Chat's voting. All right, chat, vote.
Vote, chat, vote.
Now, I want to bring this down to the table.
In house, how we thought. Like,
if instead of just doing the no questions, how about if we take 3 questions per person?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
is that?
That's not going to be in this round. I think it's a great idea.
Boom.
Yeah, is everyone else?
I'm totally in.
All right, we'll take 3 questions.
Has voting concluded?
Yes, Tammy.
Tammy is the winner.
Tammy, that was my vote.
Intern Tammy.
The choice was clear.
Interns are hard. I'd like to thank you all for coming out this afternoon. The president has been caught secretly funneling money to self-proclaimed Nigerian princes from the internet. And while this is a gripping saga of daftness, I think it's very important that we focus on what is really, truly important here, and that is bailouts. The one thing that has united our country in the last, 8 years since the Great Recession is bailouts. Now, the president is an internationalist. We all know this. He cares greatly for the world as well as the people of the United States. And if he feels the need to use our well-generated income as a nation to bail out those poor, unfortunate Nigerian princes, then I think he has every right to do so. No more questions.
3 more questions? 3 more questions? 3 more questions?
3 more questions. 3 more questions.
Yeah. So you're saying that since the president likes to respond on a worldly view, but why is he only focused on Nigerian princes?
No other princes have contacted him. Next.
Are you saying that Nigeria is underwater and requires bailing?
It's entirely possible. I don't know anything about Nigeria, but that could be the case. Next question.
How does the president respond to the flooding in Nigeria?
The president is obviously helping out the princes, who will then respond to the flooding themselves. No more questions.
Thank you all. I know you've heard about the president funneling money to Nigerian princes, and I would like to address that. But first, I would like to sincerely apologize for being too spicy, if you will. My first time around. And I definitely want to ease any concerns you may have about the president funneling money to these 2 princes.
Oh, geez.
Let's talk about the real issue here. And I want to talk about women's health. Because right now, I think we're getting lost in this kind of shell game of what's what, who's whom, 2 princes. What I want to talk about is how all the Nigerian princesses are going to pay for healthcare. I I want to talk about all the future Nigerian queens and how they are going to pay to make sure that they live a long and happy life. So if you want to go 2 princes, I can put that jam on all day. If you want to talk now. Baby. 3 questions?
Yeah, question. Of these 2 princes, how does the president respond that one of these 2 princes ain't got no future or family tree, but he's the one that loves you, baby, can't you see?
Yeah. I think you just answered your own question, my friend.
Oh my God.
So you're talking about Nigerian queens. Is the president watching RuPaul's Drag Race?
The president is an avid watcher and supporter of the drag community. So he actually would like to take a moment to actually extend and cross borders, not just to Nigerian princes and Nigerian queens, but people from all over the place. Queens and kings from all different seas.
So are you saying the president does not watch reality television and therefore does not support a prime American commodity?
I would like to clear this up. The president does take in a reality television, but chooses to do so through Tumblr. And also an Etsy account where that does support and produce more commodities. That is all. No more questions.
Thank you very much. I know it breaks character mildly, but Ian, if you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself, as Chad has not had the pleasure of meeting you yet.
Okay. Hi. My name is Ian Shemp, and I'm a local improviser and comedian here in Seattle. So there we go. Now we're besties. Now we've all heard that the president has been caught funneling money to Nigerian princes, self-proclaimed. But I think we really need to focus on the issue at hand here, which is taxes. Now, small businesses and self-employed Americans are the backbone of the economy of this great country of ours. And I don't know if you have never been self-employed, but I sure have. And when you fill out that 1099 at the end of the year, what's the best way to get your money back? Is to file a loss. That is what the president is doing. He is specifically filing a loss for America so that America gets money back on its taxes from America. It's gonna work out great, guys. It's gonna work out real good. I think we got questions for, yes, Jerome Sokolowski, NPR News.
I was just curious. Any word on those tax returns?
Yeah, they have not. They are returning.
Excellent. Thank you.
They are currently returning.
Excellent.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nope. That's good. We're good. We're done. All right.
Was that
New scandal test.
New scandal time?
New scandal. Vote. So who do we think won that one?
Vote. Chat. Vote. Chat. Vote.
Wait. That was 1, 2, 3.
How about the raffle? Hashtag pivot.
Pivot.
Awesome. You have to pivot in the middle of this. So you will start your answer, and then you will randomly draw a new issue and keep going with it as you go.
I will?
Yep.
Here we go. Ready for the scandal?
I started that one.
So he's got to draw a new scandal. He's going to start responding.
It's only been 3.
Yeah.
No, you're still on the same scale.
1, 2,
Because I started.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't vote, chat.
Uneven number.
I still got to do this one? All right, I'm doing this one. Nigerian princess still funneling money. Jeez.
We're all professionals here.
I think we're all a little tired about hearing about this Nigerian princess issue. The real thing that we have to stay focused on, of course, social media.
Oh.
Everybody is working on social media. Everybody's on social media all day. They've productivity of the American worker is down the tubes because everybody is on social media. But beyond social media, the real problem here is corn and corn production. Now, corn is as middle America as you can get. The president knows this, and that is why today we are going to offer incentives for corn people. What the president likes to refer to as farmers. To make necklaces of corn in rows. Corn rows. Question over here.
Yes. Why you've addressed the corn people, the adults, but what about the children of the corn?
So the children of the corn is an excellent question. I believe they are sharpening their blades and coming out in 2020 to vote for the president. Yes, over here.
The one thing a lot of people are concerned about, especially with these corn people, and then the mentioned before, children of the corn.
This should be fun. Hashtag Spin Doctor.
Spin Doctor.
Spin Doctor. I'll remember it. You just keep doing your thing.
You were on the children of the corn, the next generation of corn huskers, as it were.
And the already working farmers, the corn people, do they have one person to go to? To speak more plainly, do they follow the leader?
That's an excellent question. The thing about...
I would like them to debate the hashtag issue of pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
That was actually what it said. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows is now an issue that you can use.
Oh, that you can use. Very good.
You don't have to, but someone can.
Very good.
Got it.
All right.
Where were we? Oh, the problem, as we know, the president wants to say focus on corn production, etc. The corn people are the real problem with their hashtags and their whatnot, and we need to understand that these corn people are, they're the real ruffians here, right? They're the thugs, corn people.
Thank you very much. Now we need a winner, and just to keep you guys up top on what's going on this next round, each one of us will have to respond via 2 issues to the answer.
That's the spin.
That's what the spin doctor was, yeah.
2 from our hand.
2 from our hand.
2 from your hand.
Or the pink fluffy unicorns and 1 from your hand.
Correct. And once someone uses pink fluffy unicorns, the rest of us can't.
Now check.
Now check and vote.
This is in the wrong bucket. Okay.
We're good on buckets now.
Oh, it's hard to watch the votes come in.
That's me.
Does it hurt?
Is it? That's 1 for me.
It's a little painful.
That's 1 for me.
So I got 1! So you had LASIK so you can see it. I just have to go like this, and then my ego's full.
Yeah, I've got bionic eyes.
That Spin Doctor thing. Yeah, let's hashtag Hail Chat too.
Hell yeah. Everybody goes.
Everybody goes.
And this time, chat gets to vote.
Ooh.
So now everyone goes, and we do 2 issues.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right,
So
Mitch has that
everyone
one.
goes 2
Mitch has
issues
that
this
one.
round.
Well, we didn't do so good though.
I did better than you, so.
No, we did the same. 2 and 2.
No, I did 3.
No.
3.
no.
It won't matter.
It's the late returns. It's the late returns that come.
I was going to ask you about professional cornhole, actually. I'm disappointed we didn't get to do that.
Well, I went for the.
go there, and I so wanted to, but now gloves are off.
Yeah.
So it's good.
The championship of holes is what it's called. No, the championship of
Thanks
facts.
everyone
Come.
for coming to my 2nd week on the job. The president, as you may know, has reduced the maximum class size to 0, which seems very bad. But think of it this way. Child obesity is a thing. If the maximum class size is 0, all the children can go out and play because recess is forever. But wait, if they don't want to play, everyone can be a farmer and work on the cornfields. Question?
I think it's perfectly clear. I
no question.
I got it.
think.
Can you talk more?
Yes, how can I help you? What am I talking about?
I'm good.
The president is reducing class sizes to 0?
Yes.
What will the teachers do?
The teachers can do whatever they want because they are the real backbone of America.
Can you please respond to the hashtag scandal about how the president has appointed Jar Binks? An imaginary character from a horrible series of films to be the Secretary of State and has now been, and I don't know how, having an affair with that character.
Do I even use these cards?
We will save that one for the next round.
Okay. Good luck, Sarah.
Okay, thanks.
I've got it written down. We're on old school.
Hashtag hip for reasons.
Oh, we just missed it.
Is that just for me?
Yes, it is.
So next time you're up, Tammy, the middle of your answer, you will pivot to something else.
And you'll have to use, what, 4? Because we're using 2 now?
Using 2,
two
so
this
just add
one.
a third one.
Add a third one, okay.
Okay, so we have all heard that the president has reduced the maximum class size to 0, which makes sense because we are all going to Mars, as Mars colonization is the next thing on the president's docket. She promised it during her campaign, and she meant it. So with the class sizes to 0, in fact, is just sending all the children to Mars so that we can colonize, because the children are the future. Also, obviously the reason we are going to Mars is because of all the natural freaking disasters that have happened all over the planet. We've got earthquakes, we've got tornadoes, we've got volcanoes. It's a shit show up in here, so that's why we are going to Mars. Exactly. Questions?
Yes.
Yes?
What about Jar Jar Binks?
I haven't heard anything about that scandal yet. I'll respond to that at a later date. Next. Yes.
Is there does the Madam President actually have a plan to set up a generation ship to send people to Mars?
Of course. Obviously,
And
we go
what
ahead.
is that plan?
I have not been honored with the details of the plan as of yet, but be assured that there is a plan.
Does it include Jar Jar Binks?
It does not. Yes?
The president is being criticized because Mars is known as the Red Planet. Is the president siding with the Russians on this one?
Yes. No more questions.
Evening, everybody. This just came in.
It's just in paper.
As I'm sure you are aware, the president has recently reduced maximum class size to 0. I know there's been some concern on social media. I've seen some of the tweets and the things that kids are saying. But I want to assure you that this administration does in fact have a plan. And I have not been briefed on the plan, but I have a general idea of what they're probably thinking. So I'm going to let you know that. And it makes sense to me that given the state of the American fashion industry and the needs we have had of doing most of our fashion procurement overseas, by reducing our class sizes to 0, we are in fact creating opportunities for kids today to learn trades at a younger age and to expand our nation's workforce. I think we can all agree that underemployment's a bad thing, and the way to get rid of that is to start these kids young. So by reducing down to 0, we do expect to have an impact on that. Additionally, let's be honest, we've got to stay focused on the war on drugs. And really, when you're at war, you need as many soldiers as you can get. So by reducing class sizes to 0, it is our hope that we will be able to send all of those young ones out on the street so that they can just say no to whatever dealer they find in their local neighborhood. I will now entertain at least a question or two, maybe.
Mr. Secretary.
Yes.
Can I sum up the president's plan? The president's plan is to recruit an army of child soldiers and get them addicted to drugs.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No. That's not what I said there. No. The president's plan is to recruit an army of child soldiers to prevent addiction to drugs. Very clearly.
By doing them all.
Correct. No. This is going to fight the drugs by creating new opportunities in fashion and standing up to local drug.
Mr. Secretary, I understand that the president has all those child soldiers in white panel vans and he's taking them out to cornfields. Any comment?
Oh look, something sparkly.
That's really sparkly.
That is a
Trouble.
So I know you're all concerned about the sparkly thing we all just saw, but I want to reassure the American public that this has nothing to do with sparkles and nothing to do with any sort of distractions. We're surrounded by so many distractions nowadays on social media. I think we need to get back to the issue at hand, and that is the fact that the president has reduced the maximum class size to 0 for a very, very simple reason, and that reason is gridlock. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever... Yes?
What about the real hashtag issue that Jar Jar is from Space Russia?
How's that an issue? Please don't interrupt. I was about to say, Gridlock, have you ever been outside of Grant Elementary on a Tuesday morning? Have you ever seen the traffic that parents must deal with when dropping their kids off at school? It's insane. It's insane. So the president is doing something very, very cognizant and prescient here in this moment, and he is realizing that gridlock is not only a cause of accidents, it's a cause of healthcare claims, it's also a cause of poisoning our environment with all these vehicles idling outside of school grounds. Now let me tell you something else. This also, well, I already said healthcare, so I'm gonna use that one too. The health impacts of all of these gases in the atmosphere, terrible, terrible. Healthcare claims skyrocketing across the country. We should also note that, ladies and gentlemen, Japan has something to do with this. Questions?
Yeah, what does Japan have to do with this?
I'm so glad you asked. Japan, as we all know, is one of the major users of nuclear power in this country. Or in the world. In the world. I mean, the Fukushima Daiichi plant, of course, provided power to millions of Japanese citizens. Now, if we, in this country, were to transfer from coal and from fossil fuels to nuclear power, imagine how much we could save the environment. Now, let me tell you something else. That's all I have to say.
Wrong.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's see. I'm gonna draw up to my name. All right, moving on.
It's time to vote. So, chat, you know what to do.
No, I think we're all
No, we're doing. Everybody's doing this one.
Everyone's doing this one.
F you, pal.
In that case, first thing I want to say is happy Founders Day. And to our friends in the Virgin Islands, happy Arbor Day. Now,
did you just wish happy Arbor Day to the Virgin Islands?
That is correct.
Where there's no more trees?
That doesn't mean they still can't have a nice Arbor Day.
All right, carry on.
I'm sorry for that rude interruption, you all. But our president, the person that we have chosen to lead this country, General in Chief, would like to say something along the words regarding reducing the class size maximum to 0. And what that is, it's right here. Nothing at all. Because while you're worrying about what kids aren't doing, you should be worrying about what they are doing. You wanna know what that is? Playing in landfills. You wanna talk about that? Ooh, our country's dirty secret. I'm gonna pull up the rug because we've been sweeping the dust under it for years now. Our landfills are an issue. What are you gonna do about it? I'll tell you. The second thing I want to bring up, littering. Stop littering, no more landfills. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah.
Samos.
Am I correct that you pronounce it landfills?
Landfills. Landfills. Now, if there's too many of them, they will be a landfill.
Can you spell that for me?
Landfills. I looked down to make sure I have the right 2 cards.
I just want to make sure. Right?
I knew how to spell landfills. I don't want them to become landfields. Yes.
You're asking an
Turn off your phone. Turn off your phone. That was when Clint Eastwood was talking to the president. Any more questions? Thought so.
Shut down.
Spicy again.
Since you are all such brilliant orators, I am sure you can handle the hashtag groupthink just fine.
Sweet. We can do that after this one.
All right.
Go ahead and...
We've got quite the queue, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now the president has reduced class size maximums to 0. And I want to talk to you about that, but really, let's stay focused on the issue at hand, and that's rising sea levels. And we can't avoid this issue any longer. The sea levels are rising, and our coastal cities are in danger, and America is tragically low on sandbags. Now, sandbags weigh roughly 40 to 50 pounds. Do Can you think of anything else that weighs 40 to 50 pounds? Oh, I can. An elementary school child. Now, if we want to protect our coastal cities, and we do, we need to gather these children, take them from the cushioned lifestyle they're used to in a classroom, and put them to work laying down so that water can hit them so it doesn't go into San Francisco. However, we also need to stay focused on the issue of piracy. All right, now with the rising sea levels, that means there's going to be a lot more zombie pirates being dredged up from the seabeds. And if we don't get our children stacked in efficient manners so that they can drown so the rest of us can live, then we are going to succumb to a tidal wave, not only of water, because there will be one of water, of course, also of zombie pirates. Any questions? Yes.
Why are the pirates zombies?
They're at the bottom of the sea. Wouldn't you be a zombie if you were at the bottom of the sea?
Excellent point.
Any other questions? Do I need to explain how zombies work? I thought this was America.
Can you please explain how zombies work?
Yes. So when a mommy daddy and a daddy zombie love each other very much, they both die on top of each other.
Can you explain what a mommy daddy is?
I think we all understand.
Is the correct term a mombi?
No, Mombi is actually the villain from the movie Return to Oz.
Oh, okay.
The Wheelers are terrifying.
Am I still on the same goddamn topic?
Oh!
Did you start it?
Did you start it? I started.
Did I start it?
Nope, you're on this one.
Who started it?
Is this the Nigerian princess thing?
No, this is class sizes to zero.
Right, class sizes reducing to zero very well. I will now address, by the way, I need more of these things. Class sizes being reduced to zero, obviously, as the president has said. This is a way of reducing the chokehold that the teachers union has on America. I'm sure we can all agree that teachers have far too much power in this country. Now then, let's talk about teachers and their patriotism, because that is the real issue. They are indoctrinating children in all sorts of things. The need to read, the need to write. Math. We know that math and patriotism do not go together. Once you start adding things up, this country's at a real loss, am I correct? But that's not the real issue. We all know patriotism is important, and we all know that teachers need to take a knee. But
What was that? Pivot, you gotta go bring a new issue right now.
the real issue is that they are, these teachers are indoctrinating the children into their religion, and that is the religion of science. As we know, science is just another belief system. You believe in this global warming thing because you choose to believe it. I choose something else. You see what I'm talking about now? These teachers are in there, and that is why we are reducing the class sizes to zero so that teachers can no longer ruin this great country. Thank you. I'll take questions now.
Teachers often lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Could you please explain how teachers are unpatriotic?
I'd be happy to answer that question. Teacher, that is the what do you call that thing again? Pledge of Allegiance is a that is a gateway drug. First, they talk about the Pledge of Allegiance. They get them into sort of a patriotic fervor, and then they wheedle in with their own morbid, disgusting science religion. Next question.
Yeah, doesn't the First Amendment protect my right to believe in the religion of science and become a scientist?
What?
Scientists, the members of science?
Yes.
Scientism?
Yeah, you have the right to speak, which you just did.
Yep.
And I have the right to shut down your speech. Next question.
I think that's it for questions.
I think so.
That's it for questions. Yeah. So now we need a vote. Next time up,
Please vote, chat.
The scandal is going to be how the president has
appointed Jar Binks as Secretary of State.
And is having an affair.
And is having an affair with Jar Jar.
Are the fluffy unicorns still?
I think,
we can still use that.
Thank you very much.
I think we might as well, as a group, respond to it through the issue of pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
And also the concern of Space Russia.
Oh, I'm on board.
Wow.
So what? This is gonna be a little complicated. We need to all get up here.
Okay.
Everybody's up here. We can't
Can
just
I
do
sit
it.
down?
We can make this work.
Oh my god.
I'm very small.
It's easier if we all are by each other.
I'm gonna kind of like hunker down.
So,
because that's what Americans do. We hunker down. We hunker.
I can do this. I have faith in us.
Can you see us all?
So
I can tell here. You can tell if we can see. Oh, that's the wrong camera.
Oh, good.
So 1, 2.
Wait, should we go over there since that's a bigger screen?
Yeah.
No, we're bigger over here now.
Yeah.
Over here.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna answer it one word at a time. So we're one person. The scandal is Jar Binks and the Secretary of State and the affair thing.
Is Jar one word or 2 words?
Hyphen.
Hyphenated, so it's 1 word.
I think it's hyphenated.
We got to
Let's hyphenate it.
Okay.
Just to give someone, and then the focus is going to be, we need to stay focused on pink, fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. So we can do this somehow. We're going to do our best. And Sarah, you're going to begin.
The president
wants
Jar
to stay
away
from
the
unicorns
dancing
on his
head from the fluffy. Pivot now down.
Wow.
All right.
Social justice.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Oh wait, no, that was already in there. I put the wrong one. Inflation. That's it. So
lost up on head.
Yes.
Head.
Go ahead and start over.
The inflation
of
unicorns
has created
a
whirlwind
of
democracy.
Only
America can
destroy
the economy
by
denying
Jar Binks
is
fraud.
No more questions.
There we go.
That work dish. Ship it. That was the thing.
How long is this game on Kickstarter for?
This game is on Kickstarter until tomorrow.
What? So you should
So if you think this is cool, go to Kickstarter and fund this shit, because this amazing stuff.
I've already cursed. It's fine.
All right.
Okay, so I lost my
seal's been broken.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay, so we've done this.
Looks like Chad voted for me again.
This is
Nice.
once or twice, right?
Press has,
Twice? Yeah.
Okay, so Social Law of Jar Jar is still an issue we can use. We need a new scandal.
Guys, I am becoming more confident at being an intern at the White House.
Hashtag scandal. The president has been alleged to have secret met with not only Russians, but with space Russians to negotiate the return of Alaska back to Russia in exchange for a used puck bag.
Used puck bag. So actually, that will be the scandal for this round. So
What's a puck bag?
It's
like
a bag where you
what-
put your pucks in. After they've been hit, you put them in.
So the president has been alleged to have secretly met not only with Russians but with space Russians to negotiate the return of Alaska back to Russia in exchange for a used puck bag. The 4 of us, and you are going last. How fitting.
I'm going last. This is perfect.
That is the issue, and I very well remember all of it. Yes, the president colluded with Russia and some other people about Alaska and a puck bag.
Oh, and Tam, just to make life harder, apparently we've unlocked accents and/or silly voices. So take your pick. I'm so sorry.
Is this accents for just this round?
Just this round.
Oh,
okay.
Forever.
I'm also
Just this round.
pivoting because of the last thing.
I appreciate you all so much right now.
Okay, so she did the Ian.
She's doing her impression of Ian.
Yeah, so that happened. But you know what? The president's just trying to set a good example of learning foreign languages in America. Because bilingual stuff is cool and we should be really encouraging that kind of stuff. But like, you know, that's not the only thing he's doing it for.
Well, you only have to do one issue this time.
Yeah, there's a pivot from last time.
Oh, fuck, that's right, you had that. I'm sorry.
The issue.
I was trying to help you out. I'm sorry.
He's also doing that. You're throwing me off, Chris.
Just pump it up, Chris.
Yeah, he's doing foreign languages, but he's also doing it for the stock market. Because puck bags are worth a lot of money. It could get us out of a national debt. You guys got questions? I got answers. Yeah, you over there.
Intern Tammy, where are you from? It's the Carol Burnett.
I'm crying. Man, that's a sore subject for me. You can't just ask a lady where she's from.
I'm sorry. I'm part of my mistake.
Any more questions? Yes.
Hey, not a question, just a comment. You're doing great up there, sis. Keep it going.
Thanks, bro. It means a lot that you came here today. Yeah, from you again.
Where's your brother from?
Hey, man.
Please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why you gotta ask?
Sore subject.
That's it. I think that's all the questions I have time for today. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, man.
Like, okay, so like the president totally went with Russia and like totally like traded Alaska for like a puck bag, a gross, stinky, disgusting puck bag. But you know what? I think it was Wayne Gretzky, so it was really important because it was like really like expensive. I think that's totally the word I should use. Yeah, because like I got this lipstick the other day that was like also totally expensive, but it's so good because it lasts for like ever. It's awesome. Okay, so the real issue is the reason why we took Alaska out of the picture is because of all the freaking deforestation that is already happening there. Like, we don't want it. It's a hole. There's no trees. What good is Alaska anymore? Like, Dirty Puck Peg wins over Alaska right now because of the deforestation. Okay? Questions?
Are you free tomorrow night?
No.
Okay.
Are you free tomorrow night?
No.
Okay. Well.
Got nothing. Okay.
Hashtag issues. There is only one issue that matters to this country: balloon animals. And he was the ambassador for balloon animals.
Oh, we need to appoint one.
Wait, what?
We need to appoint an ambassador for balloon animals.
Oh, an ambassador for balloon animals.
Is this not the current issue?
That's a new issue you can choose to use.
Gotcha.
Balloon animals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's the accents one.
Good luck, my friend.
Welcome! It is so wonderful to have you here for the press conference today. Yes, so I know there has been some things going on about this whole Alaska sale thing with the hockey pucks and such, but I have wonderful news for you. News you will love. This is actually all about pornography. The reason, of course, being that, as we all know, negotiations with Space Russia have an opportunity to result in romance explosion. And as we all know, romance explosion is the most highest grade of the pornography that you could find. As such, it is very important that we do our best to negotiate with Space Alaska. If we wind up getting a bonus hockey puck bag as a result, que sera, that should be fine. But that's not even French. Neither is this. It's okay. It's a trap. Ha ha ha. But that is why it is so important that we do a romance explosion with this Space Russia in order to just be. Who doesn't want to just be? I want to just be. Do you want to just be? I know you want to just be. And that is what we shall be, is to be. Or not to be. That is the question. And since that is the question, I don't need to ask you for any questions. Lawyer.
Thank you, Secretary Lumiere, for
Maurice, the baguettes! Hurry up!
There he goes.
Have you seen the compilation of that on the web?
I have not.
Oh, it's all these community productions of Beauty and the Beast, and it's all the people saying that line. Maureen, the baguettes! Hurry up! It's really something else. You gotta check it out. Not right now though, because we're playing a game. Let me get into character again. I just got ruined by that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us focus on the real hashtag issue here. The applesauce producing countries of the world.
Well,
Right.
that's it. Okay.
Hello, American capitalist media. As you know, you are surrounded by my men. They have weapons. So, Space Russia wants Alaska. You want to give Space Russia Alaska, so we give you something nice in return, a puck bag. This was puck bag of our glorious Commander-in-Chief Vladimir Putin when he was on the KGB hockey team. Is collectible. But that is not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is National Public Radio. One of the greatest socialist institutions of your pathetic little country. So, National Public Radio is what has allowed us to take Alaska from you for just a puck bag. It has rotted your minds in a wonderful way. Questions? What?
Regarding President Putin's position and experience and history with the hockey team, what position did he play? That's never very clear. There's photos with him with the team, but never actually on the ice.
He plays all positions.
Oh. What number was he?
Number 69. Yes.
Like, what's National Public Radio?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Which? Let me ask you a question. Which radio do you listen to?
Like, I totally listen to the one that plays the most Taylor Swift.
The most Taylor Swift.
Uh-huh.
Taylor Swift is a socialist as well.
That was 4. So Jack can do their voting vote.
Vote it up, champ.
Voting vote. We get ready for a new scandal.
Yeah. Can I get some secretary juice?
I don't think he has a cup.
This may or may not be alcoholic.
It's apple juice.
Jameson.
There was no labeling visible in that shot. Just so you know.
I was really hoping that Matt was going to do his Filipino accent.
Cross the line, my friend. Cross the line.
It's really good because it's just him in a regular accent saying, "Hey, I'm Filipino. Look at me."
Bro, it's better way.
Hey, chat, what's going on right now? How are those votes coming in?
Looks like Matt got 30.
First one, thank you, chat. Thank you.
All right, are you,
Mr. Shipkiss.
Are we ready to continue, or do we have?
Are ready to continue? Yeah.
Do we take on the new scandal?
You got? Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
The new scandal. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy 5th day of Kwanzaa. And to our friends in American Samoa, happy 4th of July. Now, I know a lot of you heard about these new blueprints. Different actions taking place here at the White House, and that the president has been tweeting a lot about their love for the new sequel of the hit movie Pacific Rim. Now, you may have heard that the White House may or may not be actually transforming into a robotic spaceship. But I just want to present something to you. Think about this. What if the president did want to make the White House into a robotic spaceship? Who's gonna stop the president from doing that? Who's gonna stop you from saying, hey president, don't do that. That's a dumb idea. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Actually,
world peace. There is too much peace right now, and that is the issue. We got so much peace, we can make the White House into a robot. We can make the Great Wall of China into a row of Papa John restaurants. That's how much peace we have going on. Things and strongholds used for protection are just being used for whatever they want to be. That's strong. And you know what? Free speech. That's another concern, because if everyone has this free speech, then we can't start any more wars. I'm not saying go out there and drop bombs on your neighbor. No, you and your neighbor, you make your own little country. Then you succeed. And then from succeeding right there, you can get even a bigger country with your neighbor's friends. And then you would all succeed. Not seeding, but succeed as in success. You can do it. I believe in you. Any questions?
What was the issue again?
Now, people may or may not be hearing about the White House is turning into a robotic spaceship.
Scandal.
Thank you. Scandal. Sorry.
The issue, free speech and world peace.
Obviously.
Deal with it. Yes.
Question. The Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
How many Papa Johns are we talking about?
I heard some concerning news regarding a hashtag scandal. Apparently, the president has not only converted to the religion of the Great Odie, but he is also carrying a bobblehead around and talking to it.
Everyone got that alert on their phones. Thank you. What was the question? How many Papa Johns can we fit on the Great Wall of China?
Yeah, I mean, how many we're talking about?
I'm glad you brought that up. Now, hypothetically, because the Great Wall is immense size, you're thinking about probably 1,000 locations. But what if I were to tell you, you could put over 1,500 locations on the Great Wall of China and have a combination Pizza Hut and Long John Silver's attached to it too?
Well, I don't have a good idea of the scale of the Great Wall, so I'd probably be okay with it.
We can measure it in pizzas. Any more questions?
Why does it have to be Papa John's?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Why not other pizza places?
When you look at a map of pizza locations and pizza franchises, you notice that there is a huge increase in the area known as China. Why is that? People over there love pizza. In fact, pizza came from China. Read a book. No more questions.
All right.
And just to make sure everyone's clear too, at this point, you only have to respond with one issue.
One issue?
One issue.
Yeah, I didn't get to do a silly voice, so I'm gonna do a silly voice.
Hey everybody. President wanted to talk a little bit about how he's transforming the robot spaceship White House.
Okay, go
So I'm out here to talk to you a little bit about robots and White Houses and spaceship. But let's not go off topic here. The real topic here is marriage equality. Now, America has taken a lot of great steps forward recently in the area of marriage equality. It might seem to you that there's no more steps to take, but our president is a visionary, and he is thinking to the next place to grant marriage equality, and that's aliens. So he's gonna take a robot, he's gonna turn his White House into a robot spaceship and go up and marry an alien, cause that's the next step. Because America really needs to continue to progress. All right? So, and you might ask, why a robot spaceship? And I ask you, why not a robot? It's already a spaceship. Why don't you just make it a robot? Anyway, I think that's about it for me. Any questions? No? Alright.
I got nothing.
Anyway, catch me at the Chocolate Hut next Thursday.
Oh, it hurts so good.
Thank you for coming. Everybody be seated, please. Thank you very much. All right. I'm sure everybody wants to talk about... Oh, I gotta do a goofy voice, don't I?
We're done with that.
We're done with goofy voices?
You can.
Chat, give us more goofy voices.
You can. You can chat if you want.
That's fine.
Chat, I believe in you. You do you.
I don't know me. So the White House is actually transforming into a robotic spaceship. I've read about this. I'm sure we've all read about this. That is a distraction, my friends. That is a distraction from the real issue, which is this one. Imports. Imports from other planets. The spaceships from other planets, as we know, the president has put in a protectionary tariff system on that, but that is not how we combat foreign robotic spaceships. No, no. We have to bring up production here of American robotic spaceships. I think we can all agree, because that will be a whole new industry. What are the coal miners gonna do next? They are going to make robotic spaceships, my friends. And they are going to take us all to Alpha Centauri. I'll be taking questions now.
Over here. I got a question.
I'll be taking questions. No question. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
So it sounds like you're from the South Side. I got a question for you.
How you doing?
So is it Vienna beef or is it like the store brand?
All right, Vienna. First of all, it's Vienna sausage.
All right, fine.
Fine. So store bought. What are you, some sort of communist?
No. All these other guys, they buy the store brand stuff.
Yeah. The president does not ascribe to that. Next question, over here.
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh, geez. All right, hey there. I just had a quick question for you guys. So in this next season, the MLB, I just want to know, is the president rooting for a certain team or not?
The president can take no sides in Major League Baseball.
Hey.
But,
yeah.
Go Sox. Hey.
All right. That's all I needed to know.
There we go. If there's no more questions, I will get the hell out of Dodge.
Sox 35th is my stop, just so you know.
It's about a horse apiece there.
One more.
Orange line, all the way.
Hot dish.
I brought a box of tissues for my impending tears and allergies, guys, so I'll just leave it here.
You're doing great, intern Tammy.
Oh, thanks!
Especially because we don't have to pay her.
Yeah.
Wait, we get paid? Oh, we get paid.
Yeah, so, as you all know, the White House is actually a transforming robotic spaceship. But those are just, little things. The big issue is that, and I'm hoping this is still an issue we could use, Jar Jar is from Space Russia. Oh. What's up with that?
Let's make this more interesting. Hashtag Spin Doctor.
Oh.
That's
For the next one?
Yes, you gotta add another
for the
one.
next one.
Okay. Yeah! Transforming robotic spaceship! Everybody hated Jar Jar! We're gonna try to, yeah! Yes, you over there!
So is turning the White House into a robotic spaceship going to mend the fences with all Jar Jar fans?
Let's take a quick sample poll here among people in the audience. This is a sample size of our population. If you are a Jar Jar fan, please raise your hands.
I didn't think that was
No one is a fan.
One hand or two hands? You said hands.
Please, your best limb.
Oh, yeah. Dealer's choice.
Done.
That's one.
And we're done with that one. Okay, Chad, you can vote on who had it for that one. This next time through, the new, I'm going to regret this, the new issue.
I know the new issue.
Scandal is that the president is now worshiping the great OD and carrying around a bobblehead of him that he talks to.
The great OD.
Yes. Oh. And we also are going to have to use 2 issues this round. Those of us who are responding.
Do I get to pick my issue?
You can choose your issues, but you need to respond via 2.
Quite a scandal.
I've been pulling mine.
There are 2 additional ones that are on the table. You can about the need to appoint an ambassador to the balloon animals. Mm-hmm. Another issue is about had to do with the applesauce producing countries of the world.
Oh, I missed that one.
And then
I may have been drunk at the time.
Yeah, but the scandal is about the great OD, the president now worshiping the great OD and carrying a bobblehead he talks to.
And then I'm not using an accent, or I can, or
you do whatever you want to do on that regard. That's just kind of open now as an option.
Okay.
I hid my issue cards on me, and I can't find them all.
Are we done with the voting?
You might just need more.
The voting is continuing.
The voting
Okay.
is coming in.
All right.
I won.
Early returns not looking good for the home team.
I like that Tammy can go up there. Yep, there you go.
Oh, Intern Tammy with the win.
Surviving her third week at the White House.
Tammy, win.
It's in the name, everybody.
All she did was rigged.
It's in the name.
All right. So we have all heard that the president has converted to the religion of the great OD and worships a bobblehead. I understand, and I think he's right. Because the great OD works too hard. And the great OD supports the labor unions so that hardworking people don't have to work too hard. So, labor unions is obviously where the president was going when the president converted to the religion of the great OD. Also, the elderly. The great OD has quite a bit of white in his beard and has a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Oldness in the face region.
No. Has a lot of
mileage.
Has a lot of pull with the elderly, and so the president converting to the religion of the great OD is appealing to old people and the labor unions. Questions?
That about covered it, didn't it?
Yeah, got it.
All right. Yes.
How white is his beard?
Well,
How white is it?
quite white, but not in a racist way.
It's so white that true story. When I shave now, I'm not sure I've gotten all of the shaving cream out or not.
I think those are good jokes.
Yes.
Is the great OD worried about eating mayonnaise and sandwiches?
That is not an issue that I understand.
To further explain, mayonnaise is sometimes white, and eating the sandwich with the beard, it tends to get lost in hair.
As I know the religion, I'm not intimate with the religion.
Wait, we have
additional questions.
Two evidence.
I have questions
that we can produce.
No more questions.
Hey, kids.
Hey, how you doing?
Archer, Kevin, we love you.
One of those things, I said it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you little sex trophies.
So I assume by now you've all heard the news of the president's recent conversion experience and desire to start worshiping the great OD. I think you've found your issues over here.
Oh, left him on the podium.
You know what? That's how I play. I pull my issues at random.
Bush League. And, I know there's some concern about this and some trepidation as to what this might mean for America. And I just want to remind you all that at the heart of it, the great OD is a huge fan of video games. And as such, and admittedly a fan of some violent ones and such. And by worshiping the great OD, the president is trying to send a message to the youth of today that he is, as they say, hip. And it's important that the youth of today recognize that the president is in touch with their feelings and the issues that matter to them, like video games. And so that's why he has decided to convert to this new form of faithful expression. In regards to the bobblehead, they're collectible. So even if it doesn't work out, he can sell it later, and that always helps. But additionally, I think it's important that we take a moment to recognize the importance of the applesauce producing countries of the world. Because applesauce is delicious, and the great OD loves applesauce. And so that's what I want you to keep in mind. Violent video games, applesauce, working for you today through your president. You should be proud. Any questions?
Question, where do you get those adorable little applesauce flasks?
Hashtag pivot Chris.
Have to pivot?
On my question.
On your question?
Where do you get the applesauce flasks? Pivot.
Well, the wonderful thing about converting to the religion of the great OD is he pretty much just carries apples and applesauce with him anywhere he goes. So if you speak kindly, he'll usually get you a hookup.
Oh.
Well, we've established that no one's having relations with the great OD, so the hooker thing, I don't know so much. Wait, that's a burn on me now.
Here on camera.
Any other questions
I feel like
at
we've all
all?
grown today.
Yeah. I'm glad we opened the marriage up.
Any other questions? Thank you. You'll be getting more briefings later on. I forgot my issues.
See?
Don't forget your issues.
We heard a lot of issues.
You started something.
There's a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. So, thank you all for coming.
No.
I'm really thrilled to be here in my first day as press secretary for the President of the United States. Now, we all know the President has become a bobblehead worshipping maniac. And I think it's important that we realize that the true tragedy of American life today is bees dying. Bees are dying at a horrible rate all over the country. Now, my friends, listen to me. There is one thing that can prevent this from happening, and that is cloning. Cloning. Clones. Everywhere. All over the world. If we clone the bees, they won't die. And we can save this world and provide cowbell for everyone. Questions?
Yes, the great OD is rumored to be allergic to bees. How does the how does this relate to the bee situation?
It's a fantastic question. Christine, meet me in the hot tub later on, and I'll give you an exclusive answer to that.
Am I Christine?
You are now, honey.
Question: if you had to pick one,
yes, Jonas, what is it?
What would be your favorite abbreviation for one of the world's most popular multiplayer, massively multiplayer online role-playing games? If you had to pick one,
that's really simple. It's WoW. It's WoW. Everyone loves WoW.
Now,
any further questions? Yes, you.
Can you answer that same question, but as Owen Wilson?
wow. Wow.
Oh, better.
Not Luke Wilson. All right. Hello? How's it going? Now, you may have heard.
Oh my gosh, press secretary, I'm so sorry. Here's your coffee.
Thank you, Tim. I thought you were doing a bit too. Just fixing the channel. All right, I'm gonna do a voice too.
Hey, it's me. Everybody loves Raymond. Wow, the issue, geez, my wife Barbara. Listen, wait.
Wait, I want to do his brother. Raymond. I can only say Raymond as Brad Garrett. Damn it. Hey, it's me again. You know what sucks? Talking about things that don't matter. You know what does matter? Gambling. Who here has ever placed a bet? Who's here ever double dog dared someone before? Who here says, I bet you wouldn't? Now, who here did? We're all victim to gambling. We all do it. It's human nature. We can all meet on that same forefront any day, any week, any month. That's how time works. But furthermore,
how do miracles work?
Miracles?
Yeah.
Hey, how can we get more gambling in? We make more casinos. Bummer Town. Have you ever been to a casino? Everyone there looks like you're not grandma or a ghost. We need some industry regulations happening. Casinos inside your home. Casinos inside your car. Casinos inside casinos. Let's make it happen. Questions?
Are we impregnating casinos with other casinos?
Oh, we're getting meta casinos. We are putting casinos inside casinos. In fact, anything could be a casino. This conversation right now.
is a casino. Yes.
Are you actually familiar with the word casino and what you are describing?
Am I? Let me tell you a little story about a good Samaritan. Back in the day, Jewish people got hit.
Wait, where's this going?
No, we're good.
No further questions.
And happy Yom Kippur to you.
Is it sundown yet?
I'm getting attention to debate.
Everybody got to the buffet table, right?
Oh man. I'm sorry, I just see that the press secretary has stepped down, and I am now the press secretary. So, new scandal, correct? Correct?
Are we voting? We're voting.
We're voting.
They seem to know what's going on, so
Yeah.
I trust Chet.
I think they all forgot about Christopher Walken.
They are very aware of what's going on.
It's heartbreaking.
Wow.
Yes.
While they're voting, here's the rest of that story.
While they're voting.
So Jesus was like, hey, now all Samaritans are bad, and then one saved a guy. And he was like, that's the one good one.
End of story.
And on that note, Daddy needs a little bit more.
Yeah. So somebody hook a press secretary up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, behind the back. Behind the back.
No labels, no labels, no labels, no labels, no labels, no
Or
labels.
just turn around and obscure the label with your
I
hand.
see what you're doing over there.
That's what I have to do during DFS.
I dropped everything.
Yeah. See, this is why I missed the hell spawn.
No labels.
Fuck you, hell spawn.
Say when.
Huh?
Say when.
I'll let you know when. All right, go.
Sarah is the winner.
Yay!
But it was close.
It was.
Thanks,
Sarah.
Chet.
Woo! Congratulations. Hard fought victory.
Hard fought victory.
All right. Let's get down to business, all right? So everyone is here for the same reason. That's because everyone's heard that the First Lady keeps showing foreign dignitaries her sweet tattoos. Now,
Those are sweet tattoos.
They are sweet tattoos, sir. You are 100% correct. Now, what I don't want to do is get sidelined here, because the real issue that we need to be talking about is advertisements. Now, as the First Lady slowly completes her transformation into a NASCAR car, I think it's fine for her to solicit feedback from others. What do you think of this Tide logo on my boob? Because if we cannot take criticism from our world neighbors, then what kind of shining beacon on a hill are we? I ask you that. And if we can't put a GoDaddy logo on our booty, then I think the founding fathers would have something to say about that. And if they did, I think it would go a little something like this. I'm George Washington, and you guys are jerks. Any questions?
No.
Not even for the ghost of George Washington?
Hashtag spin doctor.
That's 2 issues?
It's two issues.
Yeah, it's 2 issues. So going forward, everyone needs to add 2.
Oh, going forward. Great. No more questions. Bye-bye.
Okay.
$50 towards hashtag Ruthing. Just $40 to go until more madness.
Oh, are we singing next?
Yeah.
Next target is singing, and we'll do another thing if we reach 1,000.
Okay.
I think we're all a little tired of the issue of Tramp Stamp Gate. It's time to talk about the real issue, which is bullying. Bullying, because the First Lady has taken her share of bullying. Copernic took a knee. Why? Because of the tramp stamp. We don't like that in America. There is a time and a place to call out your leaders. And we'll tell you when and where that is. For now, sit down and shut up. But more to the point. Hang on a minute.
I think I'm crying right now.
All right. More to the point. Gas prices.
Yeah, preach.
As you saw on the First Lady's rear end, gas prices are too damn high. What are we gonna do about it?
That chevron tattoo is so sweet.
chevron tattoos for all Americans. Am I right?
You're right.
I'll take questions now. Oh, no questions?
What is your favorite of the First Lady's tattoos?
It's an excellent question. Betty Boop, next question.
Questions.
There is a poll actually set up on the White House official website where she's taking ideas and suggestions for her next tattoo. The current leaders is let me see, it's a picture of a Tweety bird using Sylvester the cat as a ventriloquist dummy. The next one is Hello Kitty, but instead of Hello Kitty's head, it's Guy Fieri. And the last one is
the universal symbol for Guy Fieri.
Yeah, the last one is the opening sequence to Friends, but done with Thomas the Tank Engine characters.
Wow.
Which one's your favorite?
Actually, my personal favorite's the opening of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the Australopithecus has the bone, throwing it into the air. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That, because the bone, if you think about it, can go all the way up her spinal cord. You see? Yeah. The First Lady is a woman of vision. I think that's clear to everybody. Yeah, Monsieur Odie.
One last question. You identified what is your favorite tattoo. Where is your favorite tattoo located on the First Lady?
That's an excellent question. Let's get back to the subject of bullying. I believe we all know that the First Lady has taken a lot of heat over the year about her inner thighs. There are 7 possible defenses from this position right now. 2 disarm with minimal contact. 5 of them hurt. Kill. Forget it. I miss Emily.
Hashtag groupthink.
On that note,
we definitely need that right now.
I do believe that's going to groupthink.
What does groupthink mean again?
That's what we do.
Because I didn't pay attention to any of that shit when you were talking.
Yes, it's fine. We'll try it again.
I just broke out in a sweat.
After this, what it means is that the next one we'll answer word by word individually again.
But we have to finish
But
this one
first Tammy's going to go.
And then I'm going to go.
Thank you, that'll be all.
Well, you'll be the start of the group right now.
I thought I was the end of
Drop the glasses.
Keeson was first.
Still got my boots. We're good.
The most important
I can keep track, I swear.
No. We did the first one? No, he was last. So yeah, you are going to be the first. You're going to be the first. Oh, I'm going first. I'm sorry.
I told the biblical story.
Oh, right. And we were all. This is why you handle the story, Knitter. This is why.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you for joining me today. My internship is almost over, and I have become more confident as a result of my time here at the White House. Now, you may have heard in the news, because you wrote it, that the First Lady keeps showing foreign dignitaries her sweet tattoos. That's not the problem here, guys. What are you doing putting emphasis on this issue? The real issue is vitamin deficiency. There are clouds in Seattle right now and it's raining. We are not getting our vitamin D at all. Yes, it's true. And the First Lady doesn't.
Great job, intern.
Intern, your allergies are acting up.
We really see the growth.
Phrasing is important. As is personal hygiene.
So are you saying the First Lady is showing off her personal hygiene and getting valuable vitamin D awareness by showing foreign dignitaries her tattoos?
Sweet goodness, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Good question.
That is an excellent question. Any other questions?
I think that covered it. Really good. That was really good.
Thank you. Please apply to intern at the White House. And you can be like me.
What's the website?
Just go look it up on her iPad.
Yes, no more questions.
That's awful.
Oh, our green paradox. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, it's a sick burn, my friend.
All right. So we all know, where is it? The First Lady keeps showing foreign dignitaries her sweet tattoos. Now, we also know that women's bodies are commoditized in our culture. And so the First Lady, understanding this, knowing that it is wrong, but yet understanding it and knowing how to play the game as she is the First Lady, she's just using her natural resources to help. To help solidify relations with other countries.
Solidify those relations.
One of those countries is China. China is very important to the United States, and especially economies and the natural resources. Any questions? Yes.
You mentioned resources of a natural nature. Now, was there any sort of implication that those resources weren't like, you know, iron ore or, you know, petroleum or anything like that, that they may be resources of a personal nature?
The First Lady has tattoos of many kinds, and so is showing off the natural resources of the country.
I've never seen the iron ore tattoo.
It's in a...
You have to go drilling
next
for
question.
it.
I think when you were discussing... Well played. When you were discussing the First Lady's
Good night. Have a great night.
resources, I just wanted to understand. So they are natural resources? There's no enhancements to those resources or augmentations being made? Or...
A wild Mitch appeared. It was super effective.
What are your thoughts on strip lining?
Oh no! Oh my god!
No fracking on the first date.
We're terrible people. Fracking is real.
Hey, reminder: every time you donate money, the money goes.
Okay, so we need. I'm gonna try to give the one word. This.
Yeah, we gotta. You're older. You're sitting here. So everybody kind of get like half a cheek, and everybody.
Okay, so we'll go down.
There's enough space for you right here.
There you go. So the way this works, Tammy will have you start. We'll go down the line this way, just back and forth. Our scandal is going to be: the president has refused to go anywhere unless it's on a Segway. And our issue is going to be
makes sense.
Safe spaces.
Safe spaces.
Nice.
Safe spaces.
So as a group, we must try to answer this one word at a time down the line. Can we do it? Should we wait until they give us who won?
Yeah, let's find out who won first.
Hey, chat. While you're still voting, here's something to consider. Every day we lose more and more polar bears.
That's something to
Hey,
consider.
Jack, don't forget, crystal meth is bad.
The more you know. Kron, nice to see Kron the Barbarian. Kron, vote hard.
Vote for natural resources.
Very natural resources.
I know nothing about having natural resources.
All right, are we ready?
Let's discuss fracking.
Fracking toasters. All right.
Well played, Sarah. Well played.
Roman!
Okay, so you remember what it was?
Actually, I know you don't.
Okay, going back.
Travel on Segway and safe
This one's
spaces.
funnier. Let's use this one. The president has appointed the family dog to the CIA and tasked him with finding out who's a good boy.
Do we still get to do the Julius Caesar speech?
Sure. And then you want to do, instead of safe spaces, medical malpractice.
Gotcha.
Wow.
R.
Thank
You
For
Considering.
This.
Message
From
our
great
friends
Of
The.
canine.
persuasion.
as
you
ponder
this.
Effective.
Silly.
point of view. POV. One word. POV. POV. 3 letters. Fuck you, man.
Hey, kids.
I
Would beg to
Have
A moment.
to
ponder puppy love.
because
It's medically
beneficial
To dogs
And
to
the environment.
thank
you. There. Good.
It's not just syllables.
You can do a whole world. Word.
He wants to make that for me.
There is a word. I said there, like there.
He's kind of
Just say go-ba-da-oh. I was sitting right next to you, too.
finish that one. Hey, you
I think we got it. I think we got it.
Unexpected Productions.
And scene.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go talk to my children about my word choices.
All right. And with that, so we'll just. Thank you for coming, everyone. I know it's been a long day. We spent a lot of time in traffic, so we'll just get right to the point. I know you're all here because the president has appointed an infant to the Supreme Court. I know that's why you're here, and I know that's a very, very controversial choice, but I think we need to talk about what's really at stake here, and that is outsourcing. So many of our judges have become susceptible to the endemic corruption that exists in our society. Whether it's a special interest, whether it's some kind of non-judicial point of view, we simply can't trust the courts. But who can we trust? Someone who has been untainted by this corporate outsourcing of our judicial system, and that is a toddler. What do they know? Nothing. I happen to have a toddler at home. She knows nothing. She will eventually, but that's why we got to get him in the courts young. Are we still doing 2?
no.
Still doing 2?
We're all good.
How does her lack of knowledge affect her ruling on judicial cases?
She has an untainted point of view on any particular judicial case. So she simply accepts the information she's given and then produces an unexpected and whimsical result.
How does one vet a baby or just make sure that the baby is qualified to be good in character?
Well, that's the great thing. You don't have to. And when they're toddlers, they're not exactly babies. Usually, I mean, they get to be about 2-3 years old. They may even be potty trained. So, that's about all you need to do, really. Any more questions?
Yes. Now, I've heard toddlers. It's also a time where it's the terrible twos. How do you think your toddler will be, or whoever's toddler? I don't know if it's your toddler. I don't know which baby it is.
Might be my toddler.
It might be your toddler. Oh. How will she have fair and just rulings in the Supreme Court in the event of
the courts are too soft on crime as it is? I mean, come on.
How are you handling nap time?
Brutally, without mercy.
Brutal nap time was my
without
band
mercy.
in the 80s, by the way.
Brutal nap time. That's the name of my punk band.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, your name of the band? You only sing songs about the name of your band?
Isn't that punk enough for you?
Fair enough.
No further questions.
Theme band.
Hello. Good morning. And I know everyone has read the tweets from last night, and they are currently being observed. And we are not quite sure. We can't say if they are 100% just yet. But before I start, yes?
The latest hashtag issue of this country is crystal meth.
You might have heard certain things, certain young ones taking certain positions, and in a 3-part system that keeps this country strong, fair. Hashtag baby toddler. Hashtag toddler judge.
Hashtag Supreme Baby. You laugh now. But what's happening here isn't only just making history, it's also making one person's life that much better. You know what they say about babies? By the age of 3, they start losing parts in their brains used for learning and other things. As early as 3. So right there in the early stages of people rearing babies and stuff, you gotta teach them languages. You gotta teach them how to poop, where the pee goes, and also justice. Now I can talk about baby toddler judge, supreme baby, all day long. What I really want to talk about are the babies outside of our human race. Baby polar bears, baby pandas, baby mama treeps.
Well, what?
Mama treeps, mammals that lay eggs. I want to talk about endangered species.
You find them at landfills.
Yeah. Species are being endangered, and that's not good. What's the risk? Climate change? Deforestation?
Have more coffee.
Let's see that coffee.
You know what it actually is? Methamphetamines. Of the geo variety. I'm talking about crystal meth.
Geode, I get it.
Yeah, thank you. These little baby animals are getting hold of Satan's rock candy super early. They getting that sweet battery juice, and it's messing them up. Have you ever seen a lynx with no teeth? Any questions?
Oh, sweet. Have you ever seen a lynx with no teeth?
I have. It is sad.
Okay.
It was one of the most saddest experiences I ever had. I was working with FEMA down in Detroit, and that's where what I thought was a bobcat with mange was actually a lynx. 2 years addicted to crystal meth. Any more questions?
Yeah, is that a true story?
No, it is not. Next question. Well, thank you very much.
Nobody's having fun here.
All right, dummies, let's make this quick. Y'all been talking about the president appointing a baby to the Supreme Court.
The latest hashtag scandal, the president does not respect the assigned.
No!
Okay.
Okay, so the president, baby, Supreme Court, we're all caught up here, but let's not lose sight of what's really important, and that's terrorism. All right? The latest stats just came out of the Department of Homeland Security. All right? And you know what they said? 100% of all terrorism is caused by adults. All right? 0% committed by babies. And the only way we can protect our country is to make sure the highest echelons of power are free of terrorist influences. And that's what our president is trying to do. Get a baby in there. Baby can't blow anything up. What's baby gonna do? Is gonna poop? That's not terror. All right.
Depending on the diaper.
It depends. I mean, okay, yeah. How many sweet potatoes have you had that day? All right. I don't know.
Yams.
But babies don't do terror. That's what we're going with in 2020. Babies hashtag don't do terror. Yeah, it's a question.
Yes. Does anyone have the power to put baby in the corner?
One person, the mom from Gilmore Girls. I believe that is the only person who has been granted that power so far. Any other questions? I know a lot about babies, creepily too much. No? Okay. Cash me outside. Oh, question? No.
What's your favorite baby?
What's my favorite baby?
Yeah.
Oh man, how can you choose, right?
Top 10 babies.
Top 10 babies. Number 1, baby Ben Franklin.
Baby New Year.
Number 2, yeah, baby New Year. That's a good one. I put him lower. About number 3, baby John Elway. Wearing that little number 7. Oh, that's beautiful.
Baby Driver.
Number 4. What?
Dancing baby from Ally McBeal.
From Ally McBeal and the first internet meme.
Oh, baby got back, baby.
All right, whose top 10 is this?
Baby back rib.
All right. Would anyone else like to shout out something with the word baby?
One more time.
All right. Well, there we go. Baby Ben Franklin, and then blah blah blah, and then hit me baby one more time, and then Baby Wants Candy, who sang. Didn't they have a song? Baby Want Candy?
I think so.
All right. There we go. Catch me outside.
Catch me outside.
Oops.
Did you spill whiskey on the cards?
Oh, baby's kids.
Everything's fine.
In my
There's
head.
tissues right there.
Go.
Oh, okay.
There's some white powder on the desk.
Don't do crystal meth.
Wow.
It's not crystal.
That didn't go nearly the way I thought it would.
Welcome to Department of Spin, Season 1.
All right, I don't recall anything that's going on.
There's a baby in the Supreme Court.
There is a baby in the Supreme Court.
The president has appointed a baby to the Supreme Court.
Well, I'm really sorry about our prototype.
Hey, find it on Kickstarter.
Surprisingly absorbent.
That is a feature. Our stretch goal is to make them the whiskey roll off the card's back.
Fancy lamination.
Fancy Lamination was my band in the 80s also, by the way.
We are Fancy Lamination! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Fancy Lamination, so that's like a new wave. That's a new wave band.
Oh, new wave. Sorry. Yeah, so you're dressed like Bowie and you got the lightning bolt.
Yeah. Flock of seagulls.
We're talking about babies on the Supreme Court. But I think I need to talk about forest fires. Because it's on the goddamn card. Forest fires are responsible. Jesus, what a fucking mess. Forest fires are responsible for every. Jesus, I'm wet right now.
I'm so sorry, sir. You spilled it, but I feel like it's my fault.
That's correct, Asian American. It is.
I am deeply offended.
Of course, yours is the generation of being offended. Let's talk about millennials for a minute.
Dying, very real. Existence of space bears.
Oh no.
Sex issue, kitten, and puppy picture extortion for likes on social media with no benefit.
I got it.
All of a sudden, everybody's all pissy.
AK, please resend that to me. And send oxygen.
You need some help. And it's stuffy in the studio.
I got the vapors.
I am getting a touch of the vapors, am I not?
I have always relied on the kindness of strangers and people in oppression.
And interns, I've always
relied on the kindness of interns.
You're welcome.
Because man, young man.
Young man.
So about the one.
Hold on, please. I'm having a streetcar moment right now.
I'm having a Blanche Dubois moment over here. God damn.
I'm having a Blanche Dubois moment.
Stella for star.
Okay, so yeah, two additional issues.
Okay. Good. Complicate things, Odie.
And we don't have to use them now, is that we can use. One is people denying the very real existence of space bears, and the other one is kitten and puppy picture extortion for likes on social media with no benefit to the work animals.
Ooh.
Oh,
I thought this was supposed to be light.
That's serious. That's deep.
I can't even say that.
We're deep, chat.
Okay, cool.
I just gotta keep drinking until the click happens. I just jump plays there. Sorry, Mitch.
No, it's cool, man. I'm just trying to make it so that I don't get a phone call from Zach later.
Oh, it'll happen.
So, fire away, Mr. Gilman, sir.
On what topic?
Babies and the Supreme Court.
That's where we are.
Nacho Baby Supreme.
Whoa. Babies got back. I'm still lost.
absolutely love.
This is your answer.
This is your answer for the round.
I'm still on the intern thing.
The president has support.
Yeah. You from NPR.
The president has endorsed a baby to the Supreme Court, a toddler.
The real question is, why are you not endorsing a baby? Because baby Americans, okay, are the backbone of this country. So if you have a problem with babies, you have a problem with mothers. And I think that working mothers and mothers of all stripes deserve a little bit more respect. So
dancing while drunk.
there's drunk and there's drunk.
Dancing while drunk.
I'm assuming we're singing now.
Are we singing?
Yeah, that's a future issue.
No, we're good now. We're good. Mitch is good. We're gonna do the next scandal because they just hit a target.
Okay.
Oh, they hit a target.
They hit a target.
And they're voting already.
Time to move on.
Mitch won!
Thank you for your time, Mr. Press Secretary.
Whoa!
Where'd those come from?
Real fast, I gotta ask.
Where did the bowls come from?
That's what I was about to ask. All right, so I need to apologize on behalf of America for a moment about the bowl issue. Was this Tycho's bowl?
I hope so.
It's from here.
Oh, it's from here. Yeah.
It's a penny arcade bowl.
Jerry, I'm sorry. I'm totally not sorry.
Tammy is on it!
Hashtag sorry, not sorry, Jerry.
Hashtag Supreme Baby, not baby.
I think this is the greatest stream I've ever been a part of. And I've been through like.
What are you screaming about?
Tammy just got dropped stuff on.
Tammy just got dropped.
What dropped on you?
The card.
But it was terrifying. I was terrified for her. If she's not terrified, then I'm terrified.
Like,
Sarah, Matt, you know what I'd like to do with our few minutes left?
Yeah.
I think Chad's earned a song.
I think so too.
Yeah, we have to sing about
Dancing while drunk.
no.
The scandal.
We have to sing about a scandal.
A scandal.
Let's wait for the man in charge to tell us what we're doing.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, good. You got a fresh bowl
We
for
got
us
3
to break.
minutes.
Thank you.
Better, I got a
We got 2 minutes.
I see where you go. We have only a few minutes left, and
So what we
probably
so what's
can.
next?
I don't know. I don't
then
want to speak
is
for Zach.
me getting off camera.
Yeah. So
Perhaps
the next
forever.
No, you've been fine.
No, you've been
So we had new issues dropped. I don't know what the scandal is, but the target that we hit is that this answer this round we will all respond to the scandal musically.
What song are we responding to the
Your
tune
choice.
So, do we make up a song or just some?
Either or. Sweet Caroline? I don't know.
Either or.
Can we sing songs?
Everybody knows
Everybody knows Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
Except Keeson.
Oh, no, Keeson. Say it ain't so. You grew up in the Midwest.
That's true.
Yes.
I grew up in the Midwest.
That's why I was born in the Midwest.
So Tammy, you were up first.
Yes.
Tammy.
Sir.
And your scandal is for the re-election campaign. The president is running on a platform.
Oh, are we not doing the chat
No,
scandal?
I thought our scandal was the thing with the aside.
Oh,
does not respect the
president.
Does not respect the aside.
That is the scandal.
That is the scandal.
My apologies. I forgot about that.
Paxo, thank you. She's got it. She's on top of it.
You may know the president does not respect the sides. But if we had to talk about what's really the issue, we're gonna point the finger to I lost the tune. But technological innovation and yes. I forgot how it goes. This is my worst nightmare.
We thought we overcame it.
Actually, the funny thing is your worst nightmare is coming next beat, so just stay with us, won't you?
You're good.
Oh.
But technological innovation is the reason.
Don't take the lead from the
The stupid, ordinary barbarian pirates provided the president with technology, and he's using it to attack the aces. You gotta go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm taking questions right now, guys. If you wanna say something, just say it now. I'm gonna be real loud. I'm gonna make a great president one day.
A question.
Yes.
Somebody has a question now.
No actual question.
We got no questions.
Thank you. I'm having a ball.
That's it. Woo! All right.
I love Laverne and Shirley.
Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Lyrics from the press secretary.
Doesn't respect the aside.
The president doesn't respect the aside.
Yes.
President doesn't respect the aside. Respect the aside. Respect the aside. President doesn't respect the aside because he doesn't like his side of vegetables.
I like it. It was sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
Questions?
No.
Does this include all vegetables or just greens?
Greens.
Sing it.
President doesn't like his greens. No broccoli. No green beans. The president doesn't like his greens. That's all I have to say.
I should have done
So I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, not in song, that my issue is the housing crisis. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. President doesn't care about asides because the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. My kid's in the hallway, so I'm done right there.
It's 2:45. There's no president in the place. It's just you and me, so set 'em up, Joe. I got a little conspiracy I think you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of an amazing episode of, what the fuck is this game called? Department of Spin. So it's one for Mr. President and one more for the road.
No
Let's see what I have here. Good morning. Happy New Year to our friends in France. Merry birthday. The issue is NATO. Before I start singing. Somebody once told the president to respect the aside, but he couldn't depend. He was looking really dumb with his finger and a thumb as a bunch of pirates took his friends. So the years start coming, but they won't start going. But 4 years more, and you're gonna start voting. But the media's coming sooner than you think. Your face looks dumb, your mom is mad. So much to do, so much to see. So what's NATO doing on my treat? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. Well, hey now, you're a NATO. Get your show on, go play. Hey now, you're a NATO. Get your friends now, Zimbabwe. But all that transfers is gold. The prices of the currency's low. Donkey, get out of my swamp!
Donkey, get out of my swamp!
Any questions?
Oh, hell no. We like onions!
Hey, Mark, how much before we need to head back to LA?
5 minutes is like a hard cutoff. but anything earlier than that's good.
So Ian and Mitch, it's time for you two to croon as well.
Yeah, go sing.
Okay.
Do a duet! Do a duet!
Yeah, do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A duet.
Let's do this.
You guys go all the way back to like 2 hours ago. You can totally.
Oh yeah, you be really tall and I'll be really short. Let's just get this. You're not even on camera right now, I think.
Probably.
Right?
Here we go. Here,
let's get your lower torso. Just me and your lower torso. What do we
my
think?
best side.
You just start. I'll chime in. You think you can do it?
I'll beatbox, you rap.
I like the president, and I cannot lie. You listeners can't deny when the president walks in with an itty bitty waist and a body in your face, you get sprung. Gotta plug tough, because you know this president's tough. Deep in America, he's working. You know, that's all I can do, really.
All right.
No,
You did really
little Jewish guys do Billy Joel. It's 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Time to end this friggin' show with our friends and me.
with a melody.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Mitch had broke a bone.
On behalf of all of us from Hyper RPG, we wish you peace and love.
Sing us a song tonight.
We have to go now.
Let's
Something
go
about
down the
Davy.
line. Everyone introduce themselves one last
That's a great idea.
Who's still in the Navy?
Wait, why don't you guys go first?
Oh, that's us.
Yeah.
You're on the main
Hi,
camera. Daddy.
I'm Ian Shemp.
I'm Mitch Gittleman.
I'm Tammy Wynn!
Hi, I'm Sarah Sanders Odie.
Matt Shemkus.
Keeson Hope.
Come here, Daddy.
And this guy.
I'm Chris Odie. Hi. You can catch us on all sorts of things on Hyper. You can catch us on Masters of the Metaverse on Mondays at 6 p.m. Death from Above on Fridays at 6 p.m. Ian is very heavily involved with Jet City Improv. Amazing improv troupe in the Seattle area.
He's going to be on DFA.
And we're going to bring him in on for some stuff. That was actually a trick that I had today, was to use this as a way to introduce chat to him. Ha ha ha.
Nice. Now you know, and knowing.
Oh, there's one more thing we got to tell you. BattleTechGame.com, BattleTechGame.com. If you like BattleTech, if you like giant stompy robots,
and we do.
Yeah.
And we do.
Oh,
go to BattleTechGame.com. You can get it in our beta anyway.
And
Oh, and the Kickstarter. Go to the game.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you've
and
got
to our friends.
if you've got other stuff that you haven't done yet, just so you know, the game we did play, Department of Spin, is kickstarting right now. Strife cards.
Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Created by Mike Cole and Mirko Makanovic and Ali Hajigafori. And thank you so much to the group of them for dropping this off at Gen Con for us to check out.
Nice.
We had a ton of fun tonight, and I believe the Kickstarter runs towards tomorrow. I don't know what all will happen.
I got so many issues.
Yeah,
you guys need to get issues too.
Thank you guys for letting us try this out. Thank you, Kat, for supporting everything. It's been so much fun.
We want to throw it back down to Zach and a bunch of embarrassed people back in LA.
Branding.
This was your fault.
Yep.
Yeah, we blame you.
Yep.
Send bowls.
That's right. Send
Okay.
bowls. Oh, bowls, right. Sorry, it's Seattle.
Not bowls, but bowls.
Yeah.
And
So
scene.